Hello and welcome to the European finals of the COD World Championships. I'm Martin White, one of your hosts. I'm here with the lovely Julia Hardy. We're here for an exciting weekend of Call of Duty esports where at the end of today we'll know who's going to LA to fight it out for $1 million and compete at the World Championships, and tomorrow we'll know who is actually the best team in Europe. It's exciting times.
Very exciting. I'm very excited to be here. It looks spectacular out there. I'm very excited that I'm going to be seeing everyone's individual stream as well, because sometimes I don't want someone to decide for me what I'm going to watch. You know?
You have choice. We've given choice.
Yes, loving it. It looks spectacular out there. There's a lot of tired people looking around, working all night to get it going, and it looks amazing.
It's worth the effort. You guys are going to see how well it looks. It's brilliant out there. We've got some spectators. Everyone's going to be going mad. Just to quickly run through the format of how things are actually going to work here today. Saturday is the qualification element for the Worlds in LA. So we have got 26 of the top teams in Europe fighting it out for 13 places in LA at the end of March. So that's what's happening today. The winners of those matches, they qualify for the European finals tomorrow, where after a single elimination bracket, we will know who the top team in Europe is. They will also win.
Look at these.
Those.
Spectacular. One each as well, so there's going to be no arguments about who takes them home. They're quite weighty.
They're good. And there's also a prize pot. There's 15,000 euros for the winning team. Winner takes all. Lovely little prize pot, some spending money for LA. The most important thing about Sunday as well, though, is it's the seeding tournament for the World Championship finals.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, the better the teams do tomorrow, the better the draw they get in LA, which could make all the difference in terms of prize money and progress and success in Los Angeles.
There's so much to factor in, trip to LA, a load of money, the respect of your peers. It's a lot to play for. I'm quite excited to see.
What I love is the fact, today's tournament is taking place in the guts of Twickenham Stadium, Twickenham Rugby Stadium. It's the second biggest sporting stadium in Europe. It's a European sporting stadium icon, if you like, and it's nice at the fact, and it fits well for us, that we've got the best Call of Duty players in Europe actually competing in the right place.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's just, I'm loving it. It's scaled up this time. It's looking fantastic. Everyone's coming with a really, really professional attitude. There's so much to play for, and I'm excited to see who's going to win.
I want to see it. So let's not waste too much more time. Not only have we brought the best European players, we've brought the best European casters. Let's hand over to Brycey and Rel. Boys, take us into the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the European Championship Regionals. 26 of the best are here to battle it out for that spot at the Worlds. We're going to do the Nordic game first. I am Brycey, and joining me here is Rel.
Yes, thank you, Brycey. And as you say, it is the Nordic regions playing first. So, coming from Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway and Sweden, we only actually have 6 Swedish players. 2 of them actually UK that will be featuring on the Rain Mix side. Going up against them, though, is Orbit.Sweden, and I'm expecting a really close game between these guys.
Well, we were talking about this before, doing our predictions as we usually do. Now, I'm thinking that it's going to be Orbit.Sweden. However, you disagree with me.
Yeah, and I can see where you're coming from with that, because obviously Rain Mix have only been playing together about a week. They've not had the practice that Orbit.Sweden has as a team, but individually, I think they're really strong players, and I think they really could just pull this one out.
Yeah, so for me, I just think Orbit.Sweden, they're a little bit more experienced. I kind of feel like they're going to be able to do better. A few of these players actually were at the European Regionals last year. They actually failed to qualify for this time. I think they're ready for it.
Okay, well, let's see. We've been discussing the veto system that's actually in place for this tournament.
It's thrown up a little spanner in the works. First of all, the first map set is actually going to be freight for the first 3 maps. Turns out both teams like freight.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be freight for all 3, which means freight on every single game type as well. So, it's really going to separate the men from the boys, as it were. And Domination being the first game type, let's get straight into this now and go on board into the codcasting mode.
Yeah, let's jump on board. First of all, we're going to jump on board with Orbit. It's Brando. Let's see how these 2 teams go to war.
Okay, so starting off with the MTAR, fairly standard class setup from him. And it's probably going to be an early breach straight to the B flag. You can see just 1 player per team staying on the home flag. And this is really an important part of the game, the very start, because whoever secures that B flag tends to hold it for a long, long time.
Now, usually you actually see people go this aggressive straight away, but they try to get number advantage in the middle here. However, the smokes are coming in. He's very close to getting it. He's going to make these kills. Doesn't actually manage to get it. He has been shut down, unfortunately. And now we just see Orbit still trying to lock this down. However, numbers there. They might be able to get this one round. They should be able to. They've got the numbers in there. They won them first gunfights, and now they have got it. Getting B on here is crucial. It's so hard to keep hold of it and to capture it again.
Absolutely, and Zeb in a great position now. You can actually see on the minimap Orbit really locking this position down. They're holding the middle ground, which is actually getting all the cutoffs to the C flag, but preventing them from pushing on B as well. Very smart play.
Nixon just kind of choking his shot a little bit there, but look at the setup here from Orbit. They knew that setup. That is something they have practiced. They had every avenue covered, but here come Rain. They're trying to break out. They need to pick up a few kills now to get through. However, they are being taken down. They're trying to get on here with the numbers. Very close to securing it. The two of them are getting very quickly, but no, taken down. Big double nade from Nixon taking them.
Yeah, great play from Audit to actually prevent them from getting that capture. They did manage to neutralize it. However, it has fallen back into the hands of Orbit, who are on top so far in this game.
They are now. Brando's going to try to set up again. You can tell these guys know exactly what they're doing. Look at the way they lock in every time they get that B point, and they're just doing it again. They're still there. They can keep winning these gunfights like they are. They're going to do it. Only one man left. It's going to be Iceman, but Brando's got him locked down. And once again, Rain coming off the respawn have got to try and push these guys back.
And look at this. Brando being brave now, pushing right out. Could potentially go for an A capture, but I think they're quite happy just to sit on the 2-flag lead.
Yeah, you can tell they've practiced this kind of setup, what they want to do. They're playing it safe. Now, a lot of teams will actually try and go for the neutralize there, as Brando actually picks up 2. He's actually on a 4 streak at the moment, 6 and 2.
Yeah, and some really standout play. I mean, looking at Zeb, if we actually switch over to him just for a little while, we can see he's actually on 8 kills, only 2 deaths, doing work for his team in the first game of this phenomenal tournament, but does get shut down.
He does. Back on board with Brando's. He actually gets shut down as well. Let's jump on board with Iceman here, see what he can do. He's going to try and put these nades out here. They're trying to get back into this game, but you can just see Orbit. Look at the way they just lock it down every single time. They're not aggressive, but they're just holding. They know their gunfights, they know their spots, they know their chokes, and really that's just so telling at the moment.
Yeah, they just seem to be running up against a brick wall, Rain. I mean, they're trying to do everything. We can even see them trying to go underground, you know, going around the back, trying the flanks, but nothing is working. Orbit are well practiced, and it's really showing here as the lead is now 51-29.
This is what they look like. They know exactly where everyone is. Mart's now just checking the middle here. I'm surprised he hasn't gone back again. We might actually see a split here. I'm going to jump on board with that guy on the split. He should be able to get this fairly easily. Should at least get the neutralize here.
Well, it's made a push. The smokes have gone down. Someone's going to have to go to the challenge if they want to prevent this. Grenades do come in, but it has been neutralized. That's going to help them.
It is now. He's going to sit on Lumber, try and pick up a few kills. Picks off 1. He's going to flick back round to the smoke. Is he going to get this kill as well? Does.
Big play.
Slaps him down with it and trying to give his team a little bit of breathing room to take that B. And it does seem like he's now going to capture it. They're going to go for the split. However, his team have gone down. They just need to make sure they get in here and either try to make the push on a B or try and hold down A at the same time. It's going to be very difficult with the amount of people he's against.
Yeah, that was actually massive play from Iceman there. He neutralized it, made sure he stayed alive, and then actually took 2 down before getting the capture. Very smart. And now they're taking the chance to go for B. So they're playing this the best they can.
Oh, it doesn't manage to make that one, and they've got the triple cap completely turned around from Rain. Just not able to do anything here, and it does look like this is quite a one-sided half.
Yeah, and you know, that's a crucial point to make. This is just the first half. Things could be completely different when we do switch over. But if we just quickly look at the kills and deaths of each individual player, we can see Orbit are completely outslaying Rain.
Oh, the man, I mean, Mart's 9 and 3, Brando 10 and 4. They're just winning the gunfights. You can see there's a triple cap in place, Rel, and they've got so long left. They are now 42 points ahead. And honestly, I did think Orbit were going to win this one, and they have come out so strong.
Okay, well, here we go. Brando's actually sweep right round the back. All 3 players were right in front of him there, but there was just too many for him to handle. And we are going to be closing this game off fairly soon with only 43 seconds for the first half. Things are looking very, very good for Orbit.
They certainly are. Then we have Nixon picking up another kill. They just seem to have the run of this map at the moment. I'm wondering whether or not this is a bridge too far now for Rain to come back in the second half.
Well, I've seen stranger things happen. Let's not rule them out just yet, as they are not giving up without a fight. We can see them actually continually pushing, but Zeb just running riot there, defending the home flag, around the enemy spawn, actually shutting them down straight off the spawns.
They really are. And I can't believe how one-sided this is. This is probably what we were talking about when we said Rain haven't been together that long. They haven't practiced that much. However, when you can see Orbit, they just lock in. They just snap. And you can tell every single choke point was covered very, very quickly whenever they needed to. And that's why they're winning the gunfights. And that is why they are so far ahead. 54 points.
Yeah, a massive lead. That's going to be extremely difficult to come back from, but as we say, not impossible. We have seen stranger things happen.
We have seen stranger things, but it's going to be so difficult unless Rain have got some sort of secret game plan, unless they've got another gear. Maybe it's just that they're just a little bit cold. Maybe they're just like not really settled in. For a lot of people, this is the biggest game they have ever played and likely to ever play.
Yeah.
It's going to be, that pressure is so intense.
Yeah, and just before this game actually started, I had a chance to chat to them all, and they're all very nervous. You know, there's a lot riding on this. Of course, the winner of this best-of-5 series does get that trip to LA to compete for their share of $1 million. It's a huge deal for them, and it all comes down to this best-of-5 series. Orbit looking really strong. I mean, you know, the mind games start happening now. That's going to affect Reign's confidence. They have to have a good start in the second half if they want to take this domination.
They have to just take it, even if it's too far now. Maybe they've lost the first half, right? Maybe that's too far to come back in this game. If they can have a good second half, they can just sort of wipe the slate clean, go into the next map, and not really worry about it.
Well, let's see. I mean, we're going to get this started up. I think what's important to them, they have to get that B flag. They need to get that first. They need to get it straight away and hold it, because if that goes into Orbit's hands, the lead's just going to extend and it's just going to run away from them.
They were so close. They were so close the first time. But however, if you give it to Orbit again, I can't think anything different is going to happen. I imagine they'll probably push around a red, lock in straight away again, and that'll be all over for Reign. Honestly, for me, this is already a done deal.
Well, we've said 54 points is the difference, so it's all into Reign's hands now if they want to bring this back. I mean, do you think we'll see any different strategies? Do you think it'll be more...
I think Orbit might try and hold a little bit further forward this time. If you notice in that one, they were all holding their side of the train. I'm thinking they're actually going to go the other side.
Okay. Well, let's jump on board with those guys and see what they can do here. But yeah, I mean, what's always interesting, particularly on Freight Domination, is the B flag push. Obviously, all the teams want to get to it first and secure it first, but they kind of run to the middle of the map and then they're very hesitant. They obviously need to pick up the kills before they go for the capture so that they can make use of the respawn delay.
Yep.
So Viz is going to be the front runner now. And we're going to start off with him and see what he's able to do.
Okay, let's take a little look at this push. Are they going to come a little bit stronger this time? They know they really need to get on it straight away to have any hope. I don't think they're going to win it, but they need a strong half. Morale and momentum so important in this game, especially when it means so much.
Right, well, we can see Orbit actually getting a good setup here, but Viz does pick up first blood there. Maybe not the first kill, but he makes a kill, and it's actually sweeping right round the back, going straight for the A flag. Interesting play, very unpredictable, and this could really pay off.
It really could. Now, are they going to cut back there, or is the player coming to challenge him now? Is he going to see him? He does turn away. He's actually managed to, he's actually come straight off it. Didn't get the neutralizer. Thought he might have just had it gets taken down as well. But what he has done is brought all of the pressure off of B, and you can actually see Orbit now are just trying to come back and get this lockdown, almost threw them off course.
Well, this is it. I mean, you know, sure, he didn't capture that flag, but he actually drew two of the Orbit players back. So Reign could have taken advantage of that, but there still wasn't the opportunity to do so. You can see Orbit aren't particularly going for the B flag. They're just trying to hold on to the lead they've already got.
Iceman starting strong, 3-on-1 now at the moment. Let's see if he can continue pushing forward. However, they just drop like flies as now Orbit come through in numbers, and they should be able to secure this one down as they put bodies on the point. And there we go, they've got it locked in again. Reign not starting out as they want to.
Yeah, and this is big trouble now for Reign, because not only are they down 54 points from the first half, but the lead will be going away from them. The B flag has been neutralized, but as every second ticks by, things are just looking worse and worse for them.
It does. Reese now going to go for it once again. He's going to have a man straight behind him, gets picked off almost instantaneously, but they are trying to go for it. They're not giving up at all. Reign going to try and put that grenade down. It does manage to lose it again. He's going to come in. He's weakened one guy. Hip fire. Bullets coming down from the ADS. Still can't get him. Just trying to hold on here. And you can see, for me, they're starting to wobble a little bit. They know how much of a dire strait they're in.
I mean, they've got to take some risks now. They don't really have any other choice. They have neutralized that A flag, so the B flag was for the taking there, but Mart, straight on it, manages to reclaim it for Orbit.
They really do now. Zebby going to jump on board with this man. Let's see what he can do on the sticks. Actually going to go back, try to get that point that's been neutralized. The great thing about this is Orbit, they know that like, we don't have to get a lead in here. We don't. We just have to prevent them getting a massive lead.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they were doing. They weren't going for that B flag early on. They were just defending it straight off as if they already had it captured.
Yeah, well, this is the great thing. Every second that ticks away just plays in their favour.
Yep.
That's it. Every single second that goes is in their favour, as they know that realistically there will be a point in this game coming up that the other team cannot come back.
So some nice tactical play from the all-Swedish lineup of Orbit. There we go. Zeb now trying to spray through that smoke, pick up any kills, but managing to make a push onto C. I mean, this is what we're saying. Reign are having to take these risks because they have no option other than to go for the 3 cap here, realistically.
Zebby could pick up 3 here. He has got behind them. He's going to pick up 1. Going to get the second. Does get the second as well. He's going to see the third. No. Doesn't manage to get him. It has been neutralized, and he does get taken down by the shank, but it's a lot closer this second half. Like I said, that's got to be because Orbit are playing it very differently. They're conservative. They're like, you know what? We've done the hard work. We've smashed the first half. Now, all we've got to do is not make the mistakes.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a shame for Rain, really, because both teams are playing this right. You can see that Rain are throwing the smokes down. They're just trying to get onto B, trying to throw themselves on it, and Orbit are doing the exact perfect thing to counter that and hold on to the lead.
Well, usually you kind of find a gap. If both teams are going at it and trying to get them kills down, then obviously at one point a team will come ahead and try and, you know, actually win the gun battles. However, what Orbit are doing is not denying Rain that opportunity to win those gun battles and push forward. They're going, you know what, like I said, we are defending it as if it is our own point anyway, because as long as you don't get it, we're winning.
Well, we're going to be seeing a lot of freight, as we've already discussed, because we're going to be seeing this on both Search and Destroy and Blitz. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the map is a factor here, or whether it's simply just this game type that either Orbit are strong at, or maybe Rain are weak at.
Jiggy Bright, let's see what he can do. As he does get taken down straight away. Now, Rayman, let's see how he's going to do. Sorry, Ice. He's just, like I said, they're just so much stronger. This B has been so neutral for so long that you can just tell that both teams, it must be so frustrating for Rain to know that realistically they're having a much better half in terms of kills, but cannot make any plays.
Yeah, and maybe it is the nerves. Maybe they just had to settle into this series, and they've probably found the feet now. So it could be different in the coming games in this best of 5. Only time will tell. I mean, it's great to see, you know, they're not giving up without a fight. It is mathematically impossible for Rain to actually get back into this, and the first map is going to go to Orbit Sweden. But in terms of overall point difference, Rain just trying to minimize that as much as they can.
Yeah, they certainly are. Like I said, this is what Rain have to do now. They have to kind of get their head game right. They have to go, you know what, we messed up first half. We did mess up. You can't have to just take that on the chin and go, S&D, this is where we turn it.
Yeah.
So many teams are famous for having that ability on S&Ds to win it and then just use that momentum to keep pushing forward in the respawns.
Yeah, and I think I was saying to you actually, Juicy EU, also Juicy Bra, formerly VP has, someone who I played with a long time ago. I know he's very good at S&D. It'll be interesting to see if he's actually carried that forward onto these later Call of Duties, but certainly one to watch on the Rain lineup anyway.
It certainly is, and there we go. The first map will go to Orbit Sweden, and it was not close at all. There was a big difference in the two teams there. Can Rain come back in the second half, the second map? I'm not entirely sure. For me, how strong do Orbit Sweden look right now?
Very, but of course this is a more objective-based game mode. Search and Destroy. It does come a lot down to individual plays, but don't get me wrong, there's a lot of teamwork involved. You've got to get your cut-offs, you've got to go for your bomb plants at the right timing. It's going to be a good game between them.
Yes, it most certainly will. So, guys, we'll be back with the second map right after this short break. Hello, welcome back. It's time for Search and Destroy. It'll be Freight once again. Now, Orbit Sweden, so strong on the Domination. Is it going to be Domination on the S&D?
I mean, you can kind of only really go in their favor, given what we just saw in that previous game. But as we say, Search and Destroy is obviously a completely different game type. You play it completely differently. You know, there's no relation.
Right, yes.
Yeah, there's no relation to Domination. You've got to plant bombs, and the kills are so important. Just looking at the kills and deaths of the individual teams on that previous game, though, Orbit Sweden were technically outslaying them if you add up both of those rounds.
For me, it's going to come down to the first round here. Rain need to, like I said, they need to just shake off that last map. Take it on the chin, get out of the way, and just go, you know what, we're now going to win this 3-1. If they can't do that, if they start to go, 2-0, 3-0 down, we could be just seeing a complete 3-0, and that's it from them.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be a complete wipeout. I think it's going to be a fairly close search and destroy, but given what we saw in that previous game, I'm going to go back on myself and change my prediction a little bit. I think it's probably going to be about a 6-4 to Orbit Sweden, maybe something along those lines.
Fair enough, very, very specific.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you there. I mean, this map, it's kind of famous for first 45 seconds, not an awful lot happening. Both teams kind of looking for the pick. If you get a red rush, it happens occasionally. It doesn't happen all that often. But for me, this map, you have to get that first pick. You get on the attack, you have a chance to push in a direction. You get on the defense, you've locked it down so tight. It's so hard to make a push.
And what's interesting really about Freight itself is in terms of search and destroy, there's in a way limited strategies. The teams tend to adopt the same rush routes or the same pushes. So it does come down a lot to individual gun skill. There's not that many surprises. I mean, obviously you can try and go underground, but it's quite easy to pick you off if you do so, obviously with the sound of the gate opening.
Yes, it is. So both these, like I said, both teams are going to be looking for the pick a lot of the way through this one. I'm fairly certain that Orbit are going to win it, but like I said, that we could be seeing some S&D surprises. This wouldn't be the first time we've seen a team that can just win S&Ds for days.
All right, well, like I said, keep an eye out for the key man, I'd say, for Rain being Juicy. I know he was a very strong search and destroy player. We will start off watching Viz, though, and see what he is able to do. Early tactical grenades do go over, and this is actually a very, very aggressive attacking push from Rain.
Certainly is. Now, see what we can do. We're going to go Oracle mode is on. They didn't get any pushes there. Look at how fast that bomb plant is. That actually is going to give the advantage to Rain here, but he's going to go down. That is the first pick out of the way, but because they got that bomb down, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, numbers-wise, it is against them, but time-wise, it's in their favor. However, only 2 of Rain do survive now against 4 of Orbit.
Oh, that nade has saved him there. There was a guy actually defusing, and then they've had to bring him 2-3, and now it's going to be to Reese. Reese has to get the clutches. He goes down as well, and it will be the defuse there as Orbit will actually manage to win this one. Only one of them died, and that is not the way Rain wanted to start.
Not at all, and you've got to say, Rain getting that very early bomb plant with it being 4 versus 4, things usually look really good then for the attack inside, because obviously you've just got to run that time down, but Orbit managed to take each player out with precision, only dropping 1 of their own, and it does end up a very convincing round win, actually, for Orbit Sweden.
It certainly does. Now, we're going to jump on the attack for the majority of this. So, back on board, it's Mart. He's currently 2-0. Let's see what this guy can do on the sticks this time round.
There we go.
This looks like a red push.
Yeah, and he's going to run straight into the enemy here, unless he holds back. Well, here we go, just biding his time a little bit.
Here's how well Member's gone down. It's already Orbit are now at a disadvantage. And this is so difficult to do on the attack because they've got to make a pick, and they have gone down as well. It's going to be up to Nixon, 1v3. This is going to be so difficult. Doesn't even have the bomb. He's seen a man down there as well. I'm surprised they haven't gone for the pinch on him, and he does get shot, but managed to get out of it.
Yeah, Nixon actually one of the competitors that narrowly missed out on a shot at the Call of Duty Championship last year for LA. Got pretty much to this same kind of stage and dropped out on the final game.
So he's been very cautious here. He's got 44 seconds, and that's an age in S&D terms. So he's got to be very, very careful. He's just got to try and look for a pick. If he can get a pick, he might have a little bit more breathing room. However, he's been seen. He's going to get taken down, bringing him back to 1-1.
Yep, so even Stevens now, both attacking sides actually failing here, so it could be that we see the defending side winning each round. I know defense on this map, in my opinion, is a lot easier than the attack, but...
like I said, this map so crucial for that first pick. And you can tell, I'll guarantee you here that the majority of rounds we see won will be won by the team that makes that first kill.
All right, well, let's see if that rings true as we get on board with Reese for Rain, again sticking to the attacking side and actually opting for a bit of a beat push, really. Just going down this left-hand side, but holding back, expecting someone to challenge him.
Yeah, he's just gonna close this door, lock off the underground, very standard tactic. He's now just going to, like I said, this is the pit that we usually see, waiting for the pick. All the players will just be checking every single angle, looking to see if they can see somebody to make a kill.
Yeah, and of course, the Oracle mode that is on there, the players can't see that. That's just for our benefit for this first game.
Oh, kills have actually gone down, but it's 1 apiece here, so now it's 3 versus 3. Iceman, they're just still looking for this pick. Because it kind of equaled out there, neither team can take an advantage and kind of shift their battle lines. They're going to look for another pick. I believe Rain will start thinking about a push in about the next 10 seconds because they know they're going to be running out of time.
Well, this is it. I mean, they're being very, very cautious, and we can see there's a player very, very nearby Reese there. Oh, here we go.
He does manage to get it. It's now a 1 versus 2. Let's jump on board with Zebby. Zebby, 1 versus 1. He's going to come up against the guy there. He's going to see him as well. Oh, he does manage to get him, Zebby, with a 2-piece to lock it down, and he's going to put his team in the lead with that one.
Yeah, just taking that. I mean, as you say, these 1v1 plays that happen on Search and Destroy can be the deciding factor of who not only wins this particular round, but the best of 5 series. So big play from Zebby there.
It did. To get that, that was actually a 1v2 clutch for him.
Wow. Well, yes, exactly it was, because he picked off the first player who took out his teammate. So
I'm going to stay on board with him for that one. He's currently 3-1, so he's having a really good game on S&D. Let's see how Orbit are going to go to war this time.
Okay, so he should be closing off this underground. Usually somebody does, just to prevent any sort of flank, unless he's going to opt to go down there himself. No, he is not. So there we go. Standard play so far, and Sniper is introduced.
It is. Let's see what he can do with it. Now, like I said here, this is the point of this map where usually they're both looking for picks once again. And it all goes very slowly right up until that first pick is made, and Nixon managed to get one. He has managed to pick off a player. Now I'm wondering if this means they're going to rotate, knowing that they've picked off someone on that B side of the map.
Okay, well, it's looking great for Orbit. They're already 1 round up, looking to take the first attack inside.
Now, like I said, this is where it usually happens. He did come out there. Brando, he just kind of come out there, decided to get straight away, but Reese has actually got a kill back onto them. Back once again, even Stevens. Let's see how these two teams trying to push. Orbit now they'll be thinking, we've lost the bomb, we've lost the teammate as well, and that's 2 versus 3. All of a sudden, it's turned right around, Rel.
Yeah, this is Orbit are in big trouble here. I mean, they don't have that bomb to hand. It's in enemy lines, or behind enemy lines even. So Orbit are going to have to push in there. They have actually picked this up, and Rain don't know about it.
Are they going to go for the B push? They might be going for it. They are currently. Who is that going for the challenge up top? It's Viz. Viz has gone all the way up top. It's Brando. He's going to say, oh,
there we
no! Loses the gunfight. And there we go. It's going to be 2-2 once again. Very slow round, that one.
Yeah, still the defending side winning. I think this is going to come down to the team that can break the defense first. You know, it's just going to take that one time to do it, and that's going to be the big difference.
They look so much more even on Search and Destroy than they do Domination.
Well, this is it. I mean, the second side of that Domination, there was only 1 point in it, and sure, Orbit were just almost playing for the draw, so you've got to take that into consideration. But I think Rain just needed to find the feet. There might have been a little bit of nerves here. Orbit do have that experience. 2 of the Rain players have never played on land before.
Interesting. It doesn't happen very often. They are going for a very different rush than what usually happens. And it does look like much together. However, that gate will have definitely made noise when they come out of it. And now they're going to go straight for the B rotation. They should have actually locked this one in. They have managed to get around. They've lost a player doing so. But it is a good position now. They're going to try and lock it down. If they can make a kill here as well, but no, gets taken down. And it's now going to be up to 2 versus 4. They've gone for the bold tactic. I don't think it's really paid off for them. Now it's a 1 versus 4. That could be all over, and they get shut down there, not making a single kill on that tactic.
Yeah, that was textbook Search and Destroy there from Orbit. Managing to just sweep Rain aside, and it is going to go 3-2 now in their favor, again winning the defending side. So it's going to come down to this break.
Well, I said, you don't usually see that very often. You don't usually see that rush very often.
No.
And there's a reason for that, and it's that reason that you can be very easy to defend. You can get pinned in quite easily. If they made a kill or 2 there, gave themselves some breathing room, then it would have been okay.
Well, there we go. We're going to get back on board with the attackers. We've seen a lot of Zeb recently. Let's see what's going on for one of the other players for Orbit and get their perspective. Switch things up here.
Yeah, let's jump on board with Mart. Now, by Reddy, he has 2 teammates with him in the vicinity. But you can see it's a very similar setup, actually. Rain is setting up almost identical to they did last time. Now, are they going to do what I think they're about to do? They are. They're going to go for the plant early. However, I think there's a man up there. He's going to be seen. I think he's just out of the view line of him. Has managed to get away with it. And they have got the pick as well. Such a big advantage now to Orbit. They've got the men in there. He's going to come around. He's just taken down as well. Now a 1 versus 4, and this could be the turning point here. It's now 4-2 to Orbit. They've broken the cycle, and that could spell disaster for Rain.
Yep, and this is very good from Orbit now, because not only do they have that net 2 difference in rounds in their favor, but they're also on a defending side as well. So
I'm thinking 5-2.
Rain have got to do something here. Rain just need to win consecutive rounds back to back. They can't afford to let 1 more round slip, so they're going to have to win this attack.
If this goes the way we've been seeing the entire time, it should end up 6-3.
All right, well, let's see what happens now. Watching Iceman.
Let's see what we can do. Now, pushing forward. They are, like I said, this is always the same, very similar tactics from all teams. Every team has kind of worked out roughly how you start, but Juicy actually goes straight for it, goes for the bold move, doesn't pay off for him. They've lost first pick. and that is going to put them in a horrible situation. They're already lost the second pick as well. Trying to get one back, doesn't get us a nade right on him at the same time. And now it's a 1 versus 4. Viz is all alone. Hopes of his team are now on his shoulders. They really don't want to lose this one, and they are going to, as Orbit show their dominance. And it's now, look at that, Nixon 8-3.
Yep. And Rain are in trouble now. They have to win 4 rounds back-to-back to win this Search and Destroy. I mean, if they lose this, they're not out of it just yet. Of course, this is a best of 5, but they would then have to win the Blitz, Domination, and Search and Destroy that follow.
Yeah, they would, and that's not going to be easy. Not with how good Orbit Sweden are looking against this team. So we'll just jump on board with the attack once again, and I'm going to go on board with Nixon. I have to. He's 8-3. He's putting the work in. Let's see how they're going to do this one. And this tactic again.
This is interesting, shutting the doors behind them as well, just to make sure there's no flank that's going to happen. But they've committed to this now. I mean, they've funneled themselves down here.
Juki Bra very close to actually seeing this, but they all got out the way before he saw them.
Oh, and Nixon nearly getting taken down from the flank there, but does manage to just about sneak through.
Look, this is the way this rush works. You get the kills, you get the breathing room, the bomb goes down, and now all of a sudden Rain are in a 1 versus 4. It's up to Juicy. Can he manage to do it? He picks off 1. Can he keep this team's hopes alive? Second one there as well, but no, not able to take him. Takes his gun away for a split second. He goes down, and there we go. Map number 2 has gone to Orbit Sweden 6-2.
Yep. And I thought for a second then Juicy was actually going to get that kill, and then things could have got
He moved.
Yeah, he kind of just dropped his gun down just a second too early. But hey, you know, Orbit were definitely the stronger team there. Look at that, Brando, 10 kills, 4 deaths.
Yeah, Nixon 8-3 as well.
Yep.
They really turned up. It was very even to begin with, but it does seem like Orbit Sweden are now 1 map away from the World Championships.
Yep, and the pressure's really on them, but also on Rain, because as we say, they've got to win 3 rounds back-to-back against a team that has so far been crushing them.
Yeah, and that's really what's going to be playing on their minds. They're going to be sitting there going, guys, we are 10 minutes away from achieving nothing. That's how it goes. Find out if that's what happens right after this break. Hello and welcome back. We're going to go into map number 3. It's going to be Blitz, and it's going to be crunch time for Rain Mix. They are so close now to not being able to go to the World Championships. Orbit Sweden, they can taste that flight already.
Yeah, and they're going to be gutted if they go home with a 3-0 defeat because, you know, as I said before, they were very nervous going into this, but confident as well. You know, I know Juicy Bro before the game when we were doing our research said that he was expecting a 3-0 victory, but obviously that's way out of the question here. The best they can achieve is 3-2, but it's not over yet. I mean, this is the thing. Sure, they've lost the first 2 rounds, but they could just have a total switch in momentum and take this.
Yeah, they really could. So here we go. The game is now going to be underway. We've jumped back in. It's Freight once again. It's not gone well for Rain Mix already. Can they make Freight now their map to try and hold on?
Well, I tell you what, if they lose this as well, they're never going to play Freight again. They'll just hate this map forever. But hey, here we go. It's Blitz, and Blitz is a great game mode, actually, one of the new additions to this Call of Duty. I personally love watching it and casting over it, and it can be a bit hit and miss with players in terms of whether they like playing it or not. Some players are brilliant at this, others struggle where they excel in other areas.
Yeah, it's one of these maps. I was surprised to see it 3 times on the trot, if I'm honest. I was sitting there going, is this really going to be what they've all picked? But obviously, with the veto system, they've obviously gone, you know what? Both teams might have vetoed the other team's favourite maps. So it could have gone that way. So it's going to be Freight for the first 3. Is this going to go any further than map 3? I don't think so.
Right, well, we'll have to see. There's going to be a lot of objective work here, arguably more so than the other 2 game modes, in that there's some big plays. I mean, with Blitz, of course, it's not always a case of picking up the kill so that you can secure a flag. Sometimes it's about sneaking around and finding these cheeky little routes to actually get a capture.
It certainly is. Brando's the man we're on the sticks with, first of all. Let's see how he pushes forward on this one.
Okay, well, does get shut down. And they've got to be conscious, of course, they want to go for these captures, run for the captures, but they've got to defend. Yeah, exactly. They've got to get these cut-offs and make sure they're not overextending themselves. Just play it slowly.
Oh, he actually missed somebody there, and I think there's going to be a little bit of pressure on them. Let's jump on board with that man. It's going to be Iceman. He's going to come forward. He's going to make this kill, and he almost had a clear route, but gets taken down from behind. And you can see both teams just kind of finding their feet at the moment in this Blitz. No big pushes, no caps as of yet. Let's jump on board with Viz.
Yeah, and with Blitz, it's quite funny, actually, when you're watching some teams play, they can both accumulate so many captures, but there'll be only a tiny difference in who wins. And some teams, it'll just be, you know, a single capture for the whole game. It really does vary from team to team, depending on the play style.
Here it does. Now, jumping on board, we're trying to jump on board with Viz. Every time I get on board, somebody keeps dying. It does seem like Orbit, and now starting to come in line. They've made the kills. They've opened the door. This could be the first cap of the game, and it is. They have now got the position. It looks like they might actually start going for the trade, as both teams going on different flanks towards the respective points.
Yeah, but there we go. It has traded off, so Rain are back in this 1-1, but now Orbit actually taking a point of their own, and this is where it becomes almost, you could say, like a base race. They're just kind of running into each other's base and getting those captures alternatively, as we've just seen again.
They certainly are. It's going to be the team that just managed to lock off their base quicker is going to come out on top here, as Brando's going to push forward once again. There is actually another player, as it goes back to 3-3. A point captured once again, and you can see just how close these teams are going to play. Like you said, the trade, it's so vital. If you get a point, you have to defend as well, because all that hard work going forward can be undone by somebody slipping through. Yeah, and locking off the capture zone is a key thing that you've actually said there, because there's all these doors, of course. As you just see there, Zeb actually planting a grenade on there, couldn't get through. He's going to have to choose the back way, and you'll see a lot of that doors opening and closing, because essentially they're trying to wall off every entrance to their own capture zone. There it is now. Brando jumping on board. Now, he's actually trying to make the kills before he goes for it. He makes one, decides to get away. He actually has a clear route to get this point in as well. Trading back to 4-4. Yep, so very even between these two teams, actually. More so than both the Search and Destroy and Domination so far. And if Rain can narrowly win this, I mean, you know, they've got a chance. They certainly do. I said, don't count these guys out. For me, the first two maps, you know what? They lost. They lost quite badly as well. But we've seen turns before. We've seen turns on Blitz. Can they do it now? It will be a fantastic way to open up this entire weekend, but they've got to get it done. And we'd also see a different map as well, which would be brilliant. Nixon does go down, though, which is going to mean we'll switch over to Zeb, who's making this push. And again, trying to get right round the back. It's the only way he can go, but it's going to be an open route for him and a very easy capture. It is, man. It doesn't matter to go back. He's actually going to rotate back. He's going to stop this man. No! Traded back straight away. Both teams just not able to do anything. However, I think it's Mark's going to be trying last live. Try and lock this one down. Does manage to get it at the same time. And it looks like he's going to be locked down. Fortunately, Mark's there to make that kill when he needed to. Yeah, a very important kill as well, because with 2 seconds left, there was an enemy player just hovering on that capture point. The score tied at 5-5, though. Very, very close between Rain and Orbit now. It is now. Reese going to jump on board with him. He's actually defending. There's going to be a man coming on the back. Let's jump on board with that man. It could be Brando. Oh, easy kill. Takes the kill. Gets the point as well, as they now take the lead 6-5. However, instant trade back. Both these teams are doing this every single point. Trading around. However, look at the position Orbit are now in. They look like they might be able to lock this down for a little bit and get 2 more points here. However, the same thing Rain are doing. Yep, and whilst this trade-off just seems to keep happening, you can't help but feel that Orbit just have that slight edge, and that is showing now as they are 1 point ahead. They are, and look at that, it's been locked down. Can they get the final kill there? If they get this and Martz gets in, they will give them a great lead of 2 points, the biggest so far in this match, and that might be enough going into the second half to hold on. Well, we can see now Rain actually going all out, trying to get another capture. They've got to be careful. They don't want to overextend, because they can come back from a 2-point deficit in the next round. Oh, Martz does get shot from behind. It does look like it's going to be 1 point there in the middle. Nixon managed to lock down another kill, but it's been traded back 10-8. This is the thing about being ahead in Blitz. If you go ahead in Blitz, you can just trade to keep that lead. Yep, and it just comes down to the fact that one of the teams will eventually break that trade. And we can see now Orbit actually extending this lead. It's 3 points difference now. And it's back already. Been traded already. It's been traded once again. But, you know, it was just 1 point at first. Now it's 2 points. That's a consistent difference between these two guys. It is, and there we go. Brando now getting up top. Doesn't manage to make that kill, unfortunately. His team's trying to get one final one. And it's going to be another point trade again. Still 2 points there. And it does look like it's going to end up with 2 points to Orbit and in the lead. And you know what? For me, that's nothing. We know that's nothing. It's 11 seconds, Rel. Can easily come back from that. They've just got to have one good push. You could call it a relay almost, but if they just get set up, they can break the spawns. You know, it's certainly possible. Rain aren't out of this just yet. They've got a big mountain to climb, though, if they want to win this series. Oh, they certainly do. And you know what? They're going to be sitting there going, it's 2 points. we could do this. We could take a map. Nobody wants to come to the European Championship regionals and not win a single map.
I love the fact that both of these teams will absolutely have been rinsing Frey on the run up to this, knowing that that is the first 3 game types that they'll have to play on this map. So the practice has gone in from both ends, you can say that for sure. Watching Juicy now, door does get shut and he just slips through before it does.
He does. He's going to go straight underneath now. He has the opportunity here. If he goes straight for it, he'll be able to get straight in. However, man spawns up. Is he going to see him? Does manage to try? No! Oh, does get the kill in the end. He's going to go straight in, bringing it back to 1 point. Now, if they can hold off the trade, then they're going to be in a good position.
Boy, and this is actually getting quite tense now. I mean, there's so very little in it, but the trade doesn't get held off. Knife to the shoulder there, only to get shut down himself.
Now, let's on board with Brandon. Brandon gets taken down now on board with Zebi, as it is now 2 points back in it, as it did get traded again. So, for me, like I said, this is just going to kind of play out the entire same way. It's going to be somebody has to make some sort of incredible play to change the way this map is going for Rain. Yeah,
because, I mean, in terms of kills and deaths, Orbit seem to narrowly be ahead, but there's not much in it. We can see individual player-wise, Juicy there with 7 captures under his belt, doing work for his team. Not the most kills, but there's so little difference in terms of Blitz skill here.
Oh, Viz actually managed to get in through 3 members of Orbit there, got around all 3 of them, jumped in over the top, and now he's brought it back to 1 point. Rain is sitting there going, we can do this. It's still so doable, and it's going to be Viz once again going for it. If he can get in here, he's going to tie it well up once again, and he does. Viz actually getting 2 on the bounce without dying. However, it's been traded.
13-13 for a second, but again, we see it be traded, so there's a 1 point difference now, but that 2 point difference has been narrowed down.
Oh, Viz still alive, does get taken down in the end. He did so much work for his team there. Now on board with Juicy, what can he do? You can actually see Orbit starting to sweat a little bit. They really don't want to drop a map here. They don't drop anything. Not when the game is for so much. It's now 14-14. 3 minutes 12 left to go. So long left, but the teams are so close.
This is going to come down to a single capture. I can feel it. And there is, you know, we could even be seeing a replay here. There's so much riding on this game. The pressure on these guys' shoulders at the moment is phenomenal. But here we go, Reese with a big kill. And now we see Rain finally taking the lead. And they're holding it.
They are going to hold it. They haven't got the trade against them. Reese is there, but there is nobody at the moment. And look at this. They actually have got it locked in as well, as they now get 2 points in the lead. Rain have turned this game around. Are they going to be able to take a map off Orbit Sweden and keep everything alive? This is going to be so close, Rail. Rain, Reese, once again, they're pushing forward. There's going to be a man to try and defend against him. He jumps straight in. Gets him as well. 17-14, 3 points now in the lead. Rain have turned this completely around. That is a 5 point difference they've made in a minute.
And what a story this will make if they were to go on and win this whole best of 5 after being 2 maps down and losing the 3rd. Man, that would be a big achievement. But hey, there's still 2 minutes 15 left in this game, and Orbit are not out of this.
Certainly are not. Viz is going to go through it again. He's going to get it, and it's going to be another point. Now 4 points in the lead for Rain. Orbit, where have you gone?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened here. Obviously, we've switched sides, so that could be playing a significant factor in this, one side being favoured over the other. But that 4 point difference with only 2 minutes left is quite significant. As you say, if a relay setup, that can be nulled very quickly, but we've not seen anything like that this game.
No, we haven't. Like I said, both these teams are usually so close. Somehow Rain have just managed to keep winning these trades and have now gone ahead. And you can actually see there's going to be a little bit of desperation from Orbit here that you really don't want to drop this map.
And what's going to be great, actually, because obviously we've been casting it, we have some top analysts that will follow this game and break this down for you, just telling you what went wrong and what went right for both of these teams. That's going to be great to see. But now 5 point different in Rain favour.
It is. Viz coming through once again, and it's starting to tick away from them. Look at that, another point ahead. They are now 6 points in the lead. Oh my goodness, Rain Mix have turned up in the second half of this game. And you got to say, look at that, I mean, Juicy has done 11 captures on him by himself. Viz has got 7 as well. They're putting up the numbers at the same time, and all of a sudden, Rain Mix are now looking like they're going to win this one.
Yeah, they just looked so shaken here, Robert. They were so set up, so routine, and it looked like they just had it in the bag. Every time that Rain would get a capture, they would just trade it off. But it just started slipping, and now it's just gone completely out of their control. They look shaken, and you know, Rain could take this in their advantage.
They really could, and like I said, this could be the turning point, Ralph.
Yep.
They're going to build on this to go, you know what, we've won a map now. Can we win the domination? Are they going to take it all the way to a 5-5? It is impossible now for Orbit to come back. Rain have actually won this map.
Yeah, it's not going to happen for Orbit. But still, Orbit are 2-1 up. I mean, they just have to win one more game type. And let's not forget, both of those game types, they've already won convincingly against Rain.
Yeah, they have, and that's got to be playing on their mind. But I said it's going to be just the head games in there. They're going to be in their own little world. They're in the private booths. They can be sitting there. They know how much it means. Last year, we saw tears. We saw jumps for joy. That's how much this game actually means to these guys.
Well, we've just seen Reese there actually break over the 30 kill mark. Big play from him, but look at those captures from Juicy. 13 captures, way into the double digits, and big play from Rain to actually get back into that game. Yeah,
it certainly is. You can see the players actually on the screen in the booth at the moment, trying to just get their heads in the game, get the water down them as well, trying to get ready. And like I say, it's going to be tense now. We thought it was going to be a 3-0. It isn't. Rain have managed to pull one back. We're going to go to map number 4. It's going to be Domination.
Yes, on a different map as well. This is now going to be Sovereign Domination, and if it goes to it, Search and Destroy Warhawk.
Yes, it certainly is. And guys, we will be back with that right after this break.
Hello and welcome back to the European Championship Regionals. I am joined on the main stage with Brycey, and we've just seen a big comeback there. Rain actually bringing it back against Orbit Sweden, who now lead 2-1 in this best of 5.
Right, this is the thing about that map. With 3 minutes, 12 seconds left to go, you heard me say it, Orbit 2 points in the lead. A minute passed, and 5 points changed hands, and all of a sudden Rain took a lead they held and took up to 6 points in the lead towards the end.
Maybe Rain are just slow burners. I mean, we saw them get pretty crushed on that first domination. The first side of it, there was a 54-point difference. The Search and Destroy looked like it was going to be a bit closer, but then they started shaking. But could be the turning point, as we say. However, we cannot forget the fact that Orbit have looked very strong throughout. I mean, sure, there was a noticeable difference in the Blitz points there, but Orbit still played very well for the majority of that game.
They did, and you know what? For me, I'm thinking that they kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit. They got to be sitting there going, 3 minutes 12 left to go. We're in the lead. I'm wondering if they were a little bit too cautious. We know on Blitz that the more aggressive team usually will win it, and I think Orbit started to sit back a bit. I think they played the same way as they played the Domination when they were in the lead, and they kind of started, relaxing a little bit, and Rain took full advantage of that and went, you know what? This is how you actually play Blitz. We were behind. We're going to keep pushing. And then they got the lead back. And then all of a sudden, Orbit were like, oh, we've lost the lead.
That's it, yeah. I mean, they were just trying to hold on to the lead as opposed to extend it, and it worked against them and in Rain's favour. But we are going back to Domination. We saw a combined 55-point difference on the first Domination, and that was in Orbit's favour. A big difference. So let's see now that we've switched over from Freight onto Sovereign if that is going to be the case.
It is. So let's jump on board now. I'm going to go on board with Rain and Viz first of all. Do you want to jump on board with anyone else?
Let's stick with him. I'm happy with Rain Viz.
Let's get on board with him.
See what he does.
Let's see how they're going to play this one. The other Domination will be fresh in their memory, but they have now won a map. They are currently winning in their minds. Can they continue this on? Let's jump on board with the boys and see.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm going to say. Whoever wins this Domination will win. I mean, that sounds obvious for Orbit Sweden, but what I'm saying is if Rain win this Domination, I think we're going to win the Search and Destroy as well.
Fair enough, they're starting off strong. Reese trying to get in there, doesn't manage to. Orbit trying to hold on, they have got bodies in there at the moment. Look at this, Rain coming straight in with the men as well. They've got 3 on the middle. There's the nade comes in, Mars gets 2, but it's not enough to stop the point going in favour of Rain. However, they're now trying to put bodies in. They've been contested, he's gone down, and they're now throwing bodies in.
Yeah, so it is going to switch over into Orbit control unless Ray can do something about it. Juicy just having to go a little bit defensive on the home flag, and 2 flags now go into Orbit's favour. Good news for them.
Yeah, Juicy currently 3-on-1, doing the work for his team. We saw him get so many captures in that Blitz as well, so he's going to be trying to push forward, trying to get a little bit. His teammates actually get that point back as well. So now this man, I'm surprised. Oh, he's going to go, just got to clear this one up. There are 2 guys in here. Can he take them both down? Gets one. The second one's right across from him. Does he manage to take him down? He does as well. Great play there from Juicy. He's holding them off almost by himself. Point neutralised. It's 13-13.
Yeah, big play there. So this is, remember, Orbit.Sweden is an all-Swedish lineup as opposed to Rain mix.
Oh, the shank.
Half Swedish, half UK.
3-piece.
There we go. Big play. Viz actually now pushing right towards that home flag. Trying to get the seed, trying to go and dominate them.
It is, and trying to look, so this is a tactic we see a lot on this map. Push forward, get the neutralised, force them to run against you, and then you pretty much run this map the way you want. Juicy now going to do the same thing. Throwing a grenade down the back. Is anybody going to come back to him? No. They've had to switch to the complete other side of this map.
Yeah, I mean, he should be able to secure this. There's no one that's going to challenge. He did at least neutralize it. And there we go. 2 flags once again in Rain's favor. And we can see them just slowly creeping ahead on point difference.
Now, look at this. There's a player right around this corner. He's laying down trying to get it, but still getting shut down. It's actually Zebby. Zebby's 0 and 5 right now. And that's probably why he's trying to get a kill to his name.
Yeah, and that's going to be playing on his mind. You know, you could see him not making the pushes. He's neutralized that flag. Clever play. So he's not actually captured it for his team, but he's prevented Orbit from actually getting any points.
He certainly has. You can actually see Rain looking so much stronger. Juicy is 7 and 2. Let's jump on board with this man and stay on board until he dies and see what he's doing to put up these numbers.
There we go, 8 and 2 now with 1 capture to his name, and he's just kind of floating around this area. They're actually going to try and take A. Don't manage to secure it, but still are just applying constant pressure onto Orbit.
Oh, he's just being an absolute pain. He's pushing them all around the map however he wants them. Does get taken down there in the end. So we jump on board to Reese, who's recapturing B. Orbit Sweden all of a sudden do not look the stronger team.
No, and he does manage to capture it, but does neutralize it. And this is essentially what Orbit.Sweden did. They almost played for the draw when they had the lead. Now, of course, there's so much time left in this game, that's not going to be the case. But if Rain can just at least keep it neutralized, they're doing a good job.
They really can. And then goes the Orbit Marks trying to come through. They are so desperate. He actually shoots his own teammate there. As the guy run across from him, we can actually say Orbit, they want this B in their possession. They know they're not that far behind. 16 points is still a long time to go. And they just need to try and get this B point, though.
Well, here we go. Now, Mart is going to have to cut back to defend the A flag. As the tactical grenade
Easy
does
pick.
win. Yep, easy pick. But still, you know, the point difference is quite significant. They are going to be slowly getting back into this if they can hold on to B, though.
But they're not holding on. They're just not there at the moment. There's one man still left alive. Mark's going to try to go over the wall, but does manage to get him as well. Great play him. The nade weakened him up, just popped him through the wall, and it does mean it goes back neutral, and they should be able to grab this one again with 2 of them on it very quickly.
I mean, both these teams competing at such a high level now, and it makes you think that players like Rain Reese's highest ever placement was top 24, and he's potentially going to be getting a trip to LA if they can win this domination and search and destroy.
So anyway, as you can actually see, it's a little bit more even between the teams now. It's not that much of a difference. Orbit are just trying to claw back into this one, try to keep alive, but they're just coming up against them. It's been neutralized once again in the middle, and Rain should get this one. They've got the bodies in the area, and look how quick they capture that. It does seem that they throw 3 people on whenever they can.
Well, that's it. They're going heavy objective. They're not playing for the kills. They're just making sure they get those flags, and they're doing a really good job of it. Holding on to 2 now and having the lead already.
So now Rain Reese now going in the middle again, trying to pick up the kills. Look at this. They're just slaying whenever they can, and it's going to be up to Orbit to try and break this. But you know what, for me, it does seem like Rain, very different team from the first 2 maps.
Well, this is it. I mean, they've got a win under the belt now. They've settled in, and this is what I'm saying. They've found their feet, and they are a completely different team. I mean, they were so shaken on that first domination. We saw some very poor
They're going to go for the triple cap.
They're going to go for it, and it's going to really be beneficial for them as they go into the second side. They are losing C, though.
They managed to get them in as well, and there we go. It does say it's going to be 79-53 at the moment, and oh my goodness, that's a massive lead considering what happened in the first map.
Yeah, if things carry on this way, we're going to be seeing the first game of the European Championship Regionals going down to the final map. Nail-biting stuff for these players. I mean, as we've said before, the pressure on these guys' shoulders is immense.
It really is. Reece trying to pick up that kill as well, and he does. It's going to be 87-55 coming forward, and that, Rel, is a big difference.
Yeah, 32 points to be precise. Not easy to come back from at all, but certainly possible.
No, it is possible, but for me, it's looking like the first map.
Well,
it's now Rain's to actually throw away.
This is it, and what I want to see is if Rain are actually going to play for the draw in the same way that Orbit did on that previous map.
I don't think they do. I think they've now got the momentum. We've talked about this a little bit here.
Different team, aren't they?
I think they are going to keep pushing forward. They were doing so many things right there. They were putting the pressure onto Orbit. They were continuously pushing forward. They were making them work against them. So for me, it does look like they're going to do the same thing. I think they're just going to continually push them. Don't let up. Play the same game. They've won the first half. Do it in the second.
All right, well, it's theirs to lose, as it were. You know, they've got that lead. They've just got to hold on to it. And 32 points, it's almost an entire minute of domination against them. Of course, that being 36 points. So they've got to play it slow. Just try and hold on. Keep it neutral. Keep the middle flag neutral. And that'll work for them.
Yeah, it will. It's going to be so close. Can Orbit come back into this now? They've got to be sitting there thinking, going, we were 3 minutes away from winning the Blitz.
And this is it. And, you know, I think this works against them because this is it. There's a big psychological game that's being played here as well. We've got Rain that's obviously got this momentum building. They know they're in with a shot. They know they're bringing this back. And Orbit just must be crushed at the moment, knowing they were that close to having a 3-0 sweep.
They are. Can you imagine how nervous you've got to be for that?
This is it, yeah.
You know, it's that old age thing. If you say somebody's choking, they're more likely to do it. That's got to be playing in their minds right now.
Well, let's see if they can turn things around here anyway. Orbit Sweden backs up against the wall for this domination, but do not forget they still have the lead in this best-of-5 series. Technically, they're in the better position.
They are, but for me, I can't see them winning the second half. Not by that many points, Ro. It's 32 points. That's almost a full minute of a triple cap.
It's, you know, well, Rain were actually pushing for the triple cap. They held it for a little while. But the problem is with this map, of course, when you get that triple cap, the enemy team's going to spawn at the
you're so spread. To try and hold it down for any length of time is almost impossible.
Yeah, but that's where we'll see individual player skill shine through. Starting off with Orbit, as we say, these guys on the back foot for this particular domination. And look at this, the big push going straight down the middle of the map, homing in on the B flag.
Yeah, they know they need to start strong here. They know they need this lead. They're going to go for it straight away, and they're trying to get bodies on as well. They've got 2 straight on there. And they might be able to just look this down so quickly. They do. They lock it down. Player in there, Brando, but he gets taken down as well. And Rain Mix are already on it, and it's already going to be lost.
And whilst Rain have at least neutralised that, that was great play from
the
Orbit.
nade.
Yeah, Orbit just opened up strong there, and Rain just weren't ready for that.
They weren't, and you know what, they could have had it a little bit longer, it would have gone a little bit better for him. But back neutrals, both teams are now going to make the play for it. We're going to actually stay on board with Viz. He goes in for the challenge, comes up, he's looking for that last member, doesn't see him and gets taken down. And all of a sudden, Orbit take the lead. They've got dropped 3 of them, it's Juicy up, so we're going to jump on board with him. They've got to break out.
Yeah, state of confusion there for Viz, just trying to find someone on that middle flank, did get shut down. And Rain, got to be careful here. They have the lead, but they cannot get complacent with that. They've got to maintain it.
Yeah, they really want to just keep strong here. They know anything under 32 seconds is a win from them. So just keep playing, keep getting those points, keep pushing forward and play the same game we did last time.
Yeah, but this is great from Orbit. They're doing exactly what they need to do. That hill, that flag is being contested though, and does switch into Orbit control now.
It does look like they're just holding on so much so, but look at that, gets taken down. And now it's Brando going to come through and try and rescue it as well. But they've gone for the split, and now it's all of a sudden Orbit being put on the back foot. The split from Rain so effective, they've taken their pressure away from B, but now Orbit are now on the back foot.
And Orbit do manage to secure that home flag. I mean, it was looking very bad for them for a second. Like, they almost may get 3 caps for a long duration. Points-wise, not looking great either.
It doesn't, there we go. Iceman now going to come through. He's doing the same thing again. The pressure coming in is so unbelievable under Orbit now. They had the advantage. They were ahead. They had it, and all of a sudden it's turned around now, and look at how much they're being pushed down.
Yeah, that point difference has just been narrowed. It's almost neutral between them both as Rain actually bring this second half back to a tie. 2 points from it. Orbit trying to get to the B flag. They've got to do something quick. Here we go.
Brando's going to go straight in now. If he can get this point here, there's a few people might challenge him. It's going to take so long by himself. He managed to survive 1 grenade. Is there a player going to come and get him? No, his teammates have cleaned it up. He has managed to get it now. They've got to hold. They need every point.
Yeah, that was actually really good from Orbit. I mean, Brando didn't really have much work to do other than sit on the flag.
Oh, they're going for the triple.
If they can pull this triple off, then they're back in this. You know, they can just go for the 2 cap, but the triple would be brilliant for them.
I think more likely what they can do, probably go for the double and the neutralize. Getting the triple here would be great, but they really don't want to risk that spawn and, you know, just losing everything.
Yeah, and Rain are aware of that. They know they just need to prevent the triple and slowly try and regain a bit of control in the middle map area. They did neutralize the B flag, but Martz is straight on it.
Yeah, they're going to get straight back, capture straight back to them. And then they're waiting, actually being contested. And then we go, Rain come back in once again. 2 of them on it, trying to go for the quick capture. The nades really aren't going to take them off quick enough. He does lose that gunfight as well, the player from Orbit, which does mean that Rain are going to take this one. And like we said before, every second that ticks away is now going to be in favor of Rain. They know they can taste this map. It's so close for them now.
Looking at the actual kills and deaths of each individual player there, fairly spread amongst both teams, and you can see that's reflected in the actual points as well.
Oh, he chopped off.
Separate them. Bit of a mistake there from Nixon, and he really can't be afforded to be making them.
No, not at this point, he really can't. And he's actually going to drop as well, and that it could be the problem there. He saw the player just come above the player's head come above the parapet, and he just fell off the ladder. He just went straight through that open gap.
Yeah, despite using trophy systems there as one of his choices, I've not really seen them being brought into play all that much.
The thing about trophy systems in this game is they take a little bit to deploy.
Yeah.
It's something else in them, you just throw them around quite easily. You actually have to set these things up. And you know what? When you're in a position like that where you're setting them up, it's a high traffic area.
Yeah.
And that couple of seconds with your gun in your hand could mean you're dead.
Absolutely. Well, Orbit are actually controlling 2 flags now. If they want to actually take this game, they're going to have to push for the 3 cap. I think Rain are aware of that, but we can see the C flag is actually
They have to hold the
contested.
triple cap for the rest of this game.
There we go. C flag.
That's it. That's the only way they can win.
And it doesn't get taken. I don't think Orbit are going to make this. They're actually losing the home A flag as well. And Rain are back in this best of 5 series. It's going to go 2-2.
It certainly is. 5-match Screamer is going to be the first one, and it does look like Rain Mix are going to take map number 4. And you know what? This is the crunch time. 1 map left, all to play for.
And it's going to be a search and destroy on Warhawk. What a way to finish a best of 5 series. And certainly a game that both of these teams are going to remember probably for the rest of their lives, whether it be win or lose.
It certainly will do. What a thing that happened for these guys there. The first game of the day, we're going all the way to the 5th map. And you know what? Orbit got to be sitting there going, we have kind of let this go a little bit too far now.
Yep, but it's almost like a clean slate now. They've just got to forget about everything that's happened. Essentially, these 2 teams now are playing 1 map for their chance at a spot in LA to compete for $1 million. Big deal. Also to represent the country.
It doesn't get bigger than this.
No, absolutely. So just to recap, both of these teams obviously from the Nordic region, despite featuring 6 Swedish players and 2 UK players. It's a big deal. Sweden, the pressure is on for you guys.
Oh, the pressure is unbelievable. Can you imagine being in that hot seat right now knowing you have 1 map to determine whether or not you can go to the World Championship? That's it. That's all you've got.
I mean, at my first event in a free-for-all, I got a nosebleed. I was that stressed out. Like, I could not cope with this at all. Like, not at all.
You've got to be feeling for these players. They've come all the way here. They're now going to be 1 map away from deciding their fate. Join us after the break for map number 5. Hello and welcome back. It's map number 5. It's crunch time. It's going to be all down to this. It's search and destroy. 1 last chance. Orbit Sweden and Rain Mix have battled it over 4 maps. They're still tied. Here we go.
Yeah, and if my memory serves me correctly, was it 6-2 the first search and destroy?
The first search and destroy was 6-2.
Okay, and that was in Orbit Sweden's favour. So opened up strong on that search and destroy. Let's see if it's going to be reflected here. Different map, Warhawk, going to be played very differently to Freight. As we said, Freight, it's one of them maps where, sure, there's various options on every single map, but generally teams kind of follow 1 of 3 routes when they're actually pushing.
So for me, this is the interesting thing, right? So the first map, Orbit won it by a massive margin. Some see like 67 points.
Well, 54, but yeah, a big
the first
win.
half, the second half, they actually won by another 12 or something points.
Okay, sure.
The S&D was 6-2. The Blitz they threw away. How has that changed?
It's kind of going downhill in a way as this best of 5 has progressed for them. But as I say, this is where they've just got to change things up. They've got to be like, look, guys, forget all that. It's just this search and destroy now. 6 rounds is all they need to win against the opposing team to secure that ticket to LA.
It really is. And you know what? Can you imagine if we get all the way to a 5-5 map? And there is no bigger game for these players. There just isn't.
I mean, let's not forget as well, you know, following today on Saturday, there's going to be this separate tournament where they're actually competing for €15,000. So not only will they secure their place in this $1 million tournament, but they're also in with a shot of €15,000.
And the European title. This is the great thing. How much does this mean just for all this entry into the extra things? These players cannot believe what's going on there right now. They'll be putting in all their best strategies. They know they have to pull everything out the bag, leave nothing at home. Any mistake could cost them the biggest prize of all.
I mean, I'm nervous. I'm just watching it. It must be horrible in a way for those guys playing, knowing that one mistake could not only let the whole team down, but the country as well.
I guarantee you this, whichever team loses, we'll talk about it for the next year.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not going to. It's going to just stay on their memory.
And they may not get this opportunity again.
This is it.
Let's just throw more pressure on their shoulders.
Just go in there and poke them at the same time. Are you stressed enough yet?
So here we go. We're going to open up as before on the attacking side, and we're going to stick with them. It does provide the most entertaining gameplay because they are making the push for the bomb site, as opposed to you know, sitting doing the defensive work.
So it looks like quite a standard push here. I'm thinking with this kind of the gun setups they've got, standard play. go to B, set up a laundry, set up in the back shed, and just kind of try to make the pick and then put the bomb down. Lots of smoke, I imagine, is going to come out.
Well, the thermals are out as well. And I'm just going to be cautious of that because I'm sure there is a smoke screen there which they're trying to take advantage of, but the other team can do the exact same to them.
They are now. Nick is actually just constantly looking as he moves across, and now it is very standard. They're going to be. They haven't actually set up exactly as I thought they were going to. I imagine Nixon's going to be the man behind, trying to use that thermal to his advantage. The bomb. They try to plant it, but they've lost 2 members. They've picked up one themselves. Reese and Viz have definitely shut down this push here. Nixon is now all alone at this bomb point.
Nixon needs to do something special. He's up against 3 of Rain. Does have that thermal scope. I mean, one thing that he's got to be aware of is I don't think the other team knows where he is. So he's got that to his name, but not much.
Oh, he's been seen now. That's the danger. Oh, is he going to get the wall bang? Look at the hit markers. Doesn't manage to get it. The problem for him now is 35 seconds left. They know he's in this area.
Yeah, he's got to make the move against 3 players. That's the issue.
So he doesn't. Oh, he's going to get picked off there. Going to see that again in your final kill cam. This is how the final kill went down. I believe it was Reese who picked that one up.
There we go. And Reese, as I was saying before, highest achievement before this was a top 24 placement. Look where he is now. You know, it's a big difference.
Can you imagine the pump these guys are on now? Winning that first round of the map they need to go to the World Championship. Let's jump on board with these guys as they will be on the attack. I'm going to stay on board with Reese. He's going to be running this gun with the red dot here. Not gun and thermal. He actually had a thermal to begin with. Changed his mind.
Yeah. I mean, thermal, obviously, there's a lot of smokes that tend to get used on this map to obscure that B-bomb site. And also, as we saw them putting into play when he threw it in the middle of the map, usually teams tend to use it to their advantage rather than to obscure them, though. They throw the smoke down and then aim through it with a thermal screen.
So they've actually, this is more standard setup actually. I mean, Orbit kind of took a roundabout way of getting to this point. A lot more standard from Rain. They've now got to kind of just settle in, try to get that pick and then push forward. Now they are going actually 4v2 in this area, and it does look like he might go for this.
There we go, and the bomb is gonna get planted there. All players still alive on both teams. This will generally work in favor of the attacking side.
It will now. They have lost a player though. The push now coming in.
This is now an Iceman, though, set up well to actually get this cut off, and he's gonna see someone here.
Oh, no, that could be so detrimental. Missing that kill when he needed it. They are now going to know he's here. Going to come around the corner. And he's going to manage to pick that kill, though. Makes that one. Now 2 versus 2.
Oh, it's cat and mouse.
Oh, now 1 versus 2. Who's the one? It's going to be Brando, and Brando gets taken down as Rain now take the lead 2-0. And what can you say from Orbit apart from how on earth have they thrown this away so far?
Well, I mean, the thing is, Rain have now won an attack and a defense, so that's going to put them in good stead, because regardless of which one is preferred, they've won one of the harder sides.
They have, and you know what? That's the lead they need. That is the lead you wanted to have if you're going to play this level of intensity for a map. So here we go. Back on board with Orbit for the attack. Let's see how they do, and actually a change of tactic from these guys.
There we go. Now a big push towards the A bomb side. But Rain are aware of it. The callouts will have gone down there. We can see March just prone there alongside Zeb. They're almost waiting to be challenged.
They are. I think that's what they are waiting for. They're trying to get a pick before they make a move here. Now, the problem they're going to come up against is they wait too long without setting up. But they're actually going to get pinted in, and look at the amount of trophies he's setting down.
Good use of trophies, actually. That's going to really protect him going for that bomb plant, because the only way that he could really have been shut down there is from another frag.
Now, what's happened here is, the problem is that actually Rain have waited a little bit too long to make the punch, and now they're going to be set up, Orbit are really set up. However, getting that first pick could be the difference. Look at that, look at the amount of bodies they've thrown in quickly. Zebi picks up one, there's now 2 people in this area not seeing each other. Zebi's going to stay there, he gets taken down with a pre-fire.
2 versus 2.
Oh, the bomb defuse, he actually got it down! Actually went behind him and ninja'd him!
And you know what? I didn't even see it myself. I did not know that was happening.
Oh my goodness, Rain just went for the ninja and have taken it away from him.
Wow, I had no idea that he'd gone for that. And
I thought he was pre-aiming, waiting for that guy to come around the corner, but no, he went straight for it.
And this is the thing, I mean, doing that at such a high level of play, no one expects you to do it because it's just so...
2 players left alive, why not just defuse the bomb anyway?
Exactly, like you wouldn't expect them to do it, so you wouldn't go for the challenge, but in the nicest way possible, he's kind of done the stupidest thing because they just wouldn't expect him to do that.
I know, usually they'd be waiting for the picks. That's why they were set up, that's what they were waiting.
It was brilliant, I loved it.
Unbelievable. To do that when he needs every single round is incredible.
3-0 now.
Rain are 3-0 up. What a play to get them in this lead.
There we go, smokes go down. And again, Rain looking well set up, but they are getting against him. They've just got to be conscious of the flank.
There we go. Viz, he's going to still be alive. It's now 3 versus 3. And he's going to go get the bomb as well. It's now 2 versus 3. Rain now at a disadvantage on this side.
Oh, and Rain do get that bomb plant down. This is looking great for them. However, as you say, it's man for man, looking good for Orbit.
They're going to try. They need to win these gunfights here. Viz is going to have to hold off 2. His teammate's going to have to hold on 1. It's now 1 versus 3 for Rain. He's going to see that player. He has time to take down 1. He's going to be challenging 1 against the second one at the same time. 1 versus 1. Can he hold this off? 20 seconds left to go.
This is going to be massive.
Oh, he's seen him. So close. This is going to come right down to the wire. Oh, he did that. Oh, my goodness. 1 versus 3. Rain Viz has just sent a message there. Oh my goodness, they are now 4-0 ahead.
He is pumped, and the crowd was roaring behind that. The first 1 versus 3 of this tournament, that's going to stay with him for a while.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what's happened to Orbit here. That was Orbit's round, but Viz has just denied them that opportunity to get back into this huge play from the Rain.
That's what loses you qualifying games.
Yep. 6-2 now for Viz. He's really pulled that out for his team.
I'm actually on board with the defending team. I was too hyped then. So let's go back on board with the attacking team. It's Orbit, and Orbit loses the first pick again. And they're actually going for a very aggressive time here. Now, the problem is that it's 3-3, but after that clutch, what on earth would be going on in the players' heads?
Orbit's just got to keep calm here. They've got to forget about that. It's happened. They have to get some rounds behind them now, because if they throw another one away, 5-0, I cannot see them winning 6 back-to-back.
The play goes down, and now it's Zebi left alone in a 1 versus 3. Can he make a 1 versus 3 of his own? Gets 1. He's got 47 seconds to do this, and realistically, he has to do it.
Yep. The pressure is on now for Zebi, just holding this middle map area up against 2. Nobody knows where the other team is, but as time ticks away, things get better and better for the defending side. You can see Reese and Viz just holding strong in their positions. Oh, and this is going to be bad for Zebi.
Oh, he's going to come round, doesn't see the guy, tries to challenge the other one, and now it is 5-0 to Rain. They are 1 round away from winning this one from 2-0 down. Oh my goodness.
2-0 down in a best of 5 and losing a Blitz as well. You know, the hopes and dreams had been shattered.
7 minutes of that Blitz had gone.
Yep, and it was looking like it was going to be over.
It was looking like a 3-0. All of a sudden, Rain have rained on the parade of Orbit, and it's a turnaround.
Well, if Orbit want to do something special, now is the time. 6 rounds back-to-back is what it's going to take against what has so far been a far superior team. Grenades coming in.
Oh, that grenade definitely landed straight on him. Orbit Brando definitely picking up the 2-piece to try and keep his team alive. As Viz tries to cover where his teammate was and go for it. That grenade has been tagged him up as well. He's got the bomb down. Going to try and get away. He doesn't. It's now going to be up to Reese as he goes down as well, and Orbit finally get a point on the board.
They're back in this.
They are. Well, is this going to be the most ridiculous of reverse chokes? Will Rain hold on? They need 1 round out of the next 5.
Yeah. That's all they've got to do, and you know they've got plenty of attacks and defends. They can't put it down to that. They've just got to play it smart, play it slow, and not get complacent with the fact that they have such a big lead, because Orbit now know what they have to do. They know they can't make any errors, and they're going to be so regimented in their attacks.
See, now this is what, in this situation, what on earth do you do? Do you keep playing standard, hoping that your standard tactic is better, or do you try to throw some spanner in the works and try just to get these rounds, you know, with unconventional tactics?
Well, this is it. I mean, Rain's worked with a bit of flair with that sneaky defuse we saw earlier, and it paid off for them, but do Orbit really want to be taking that risk? Can they solely rely on their own gun skill? It hasn't worked for them so far.
Snipe. Oh, no, he missed it. I don't think he's going to get a second opportunity.
Well, as he just looks down,
oh, got him.
Make that kill.
Does got him. He does get that first pick. His teammates now trying to set up for this one. I think, man, there's a pick actually going in the middle of the road. I'm trying to get to it. It does get taken down as Rainman taking down Brando. As now they look like they should have this bomb down any second now. And it has gone. It's 3 versus 3 bomb down.
Okay, so Orbit looking quite set up here.
Oh, look, hold on. Let's jump on the board this man.
Oh,
no, taken down.
I was about to say Zeb in what I like to refer to as the useless house, but he did manage to make a kill out of it.
Is this going to be a double 1-man versus 3 clutch again?
Viz once again.
No way he can do it, and he does get taken down as Orbit take another one. They've now won 2 on the trot. And look at that, the leading forward, they are ready, they know. They're like, we can't throw this away now.
Yeah, it was all smiles before, and sure, they do have a big lead still, but they've just realised, guys, we're letting this slip, and they've got to be careful.
If we can win 5 on the bounce, they can as well.
And on the flip side, Orbit must be absolutely pumped here. They know that they've got a shot in this. They know that they're winning rounds back-to-back now, and they've just got to keep this momentum going. They've got to be making the first picks. As you always say, Bryce, he's so important on Search and Destroy.
It is now. It looks like Rain are setting up standard again. For this, Rain have got to really be doing the right thing here. They know their base S&D game is better. They must know that. Playing on this map, every time they go standard, they win. They won 5 back-to-back. Keep playing normal. Just make sure that you don't do anything silly. They really don't want to give away rounds cheaply. That's the problem. They try something unconventional to win this last round. It's another round gone if it fails.
Well, that's it. Well, here he is, the man of the hour, Viz, with that brilliant 1v3 earlier. Top flagging for his team. 7 kills to 4 deaths. Having a great Search and Destroy. Watching Iceman, though.
Let's jump back on board with Viz. I said they're going to go for the pick here, and the thing is they're playing very cautious. They're looking for a pick. And the problem is if they wait too long, they're going to run out of time to do anything.
Okay, well, something soon. I mean, Orbit are actually really well set up to defend this. They know that the bomb attack is going to go down around the B-bomb site. Here we go.
There we go, Viz. Just going to try and hold off. 27 seconds left, the grenade's gone, the bomb has gone down.
This could be it. Iceman got the plan. All players still left alive, less than 40 seconds on that clock.
They've got to set up now, they've just got to hold off. 35 seconds and they could be going to the World Championships. It's still 4 versus 4. First pick made in favour of Rain, second pick made in favour of Rain, third pick made in favour of Rain. It's up to March now. He's got a 1v4. Oh, this is all over as Rain have come all the way back from 2-0 down. They lost the Blitz, and what a change it's been. Rain Mix are going to the World Championships.
Yep, from the clutches of defeat, Rain have just brought it out of the bag. And, you know, you've got to feel for Orbit Sweden. This must be a horrible feeling, knowing that they were so close to securing it themselves.
There will be no feeling like that on the planet.
What a game, though, to open up this, this championship.
The thrills and spills of competitive Call of Duty. Oh my goodness, Rain Mix have secured their spot. The first team to do so here this weekend. And could they have done it in any better fashion? Coming all the way back, the plays in the S&D, that clutch will certainly be in a highlight reel somewhere to bring that team through. Oh my goodness.
They've all been different. I mean, this is the thing. If you didn't get that clutch.
3 minutes. It was 3 minutes. They were in the lead. And what a different story.
Well, what a game to open up the European Championship regionals here. And as we say, Rain Mix, the half UK, half Swedish team, have secured their place in LA, competing for their share of $1 million.
It certainly will. So we're actually going to throw over to the studios and the analysts to see how they break this game down.
Wow, yeah, so I mean, first out, it's a bit of a shocker because obviously I think everyone was expecting Orbit. How do you think it went?
To be honest, it was a bit of a shock for me at the beginning. I thought Orbit was going to take it personally, but speaking to Scott earlier, he played the other team, you know, Rain in the qualifiers, and he said, you know, it wouldn't surprise him if Rain did come out on top. And to be honest, after you know, when they won their first map, we all saw it. It was a really good game to start today off.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like they just kind of settled into playing, and they just maybe needed a map or two just to kind of get used to the land setup. So that's kind of more what it was like.
So do you want to talk us through?
Yeah. Looking at the domination, we saw 2 examples of both teams. On the first domination, they were so reluctant to go for the free cap. I mean, starting off the first 4 minutes was the 2 cap. It's just to gain some points on the board. Really passive play. To play against that, it's frustrating because loads of UK teams and stuff, they're really you know, prone to moving for that fast gameplay free cap. We saw Orbit at the beginning of the domination, 2 cap for a good 4 minutes, and then they pushed onto the 3 cap to gain those extra points in the board. And on the Sovereign Domo, you saw the reversal of it. You saw, you know, the Rain team pushing for that instant 2 cap. You know, they flanked around for the home flags at the beginning. It was really interesting to watch that, actually. It was for the good first few minutes of both sides, 2 cap and then push on the 3. It's that reluctance to push for the 3, you know, and unfortunately a couple of players, you know, Nixon didn't have a good game. He was losing his one-on-ones. From what I could see, there was a load of players losing the one-on-ones on domination. That's what, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of watching the S&Ds, to be honest, and it was a bit like yourself, and it was a bit vice versa. The first S&D in Freight, I've noted down that Brando went off. I think he finished 10-4, pretty much won them the first map. And then on the last map, I think we watched Viz got a 3v1 that pretty much won them the whole thing. It was just more of a momentum shift going into the last match more than anything else.
Yeah, okay. Anything to add?
Moving on to the Blitz, it started off actually really close, like it was back and forth, trading caps, no one was actually like taking a clear. Ended 12-10, I think it was in the first half, back and forth, like no one decided. All we were actually in the lead, so like I'm guessing they like got complacent, and then it moved into second half, and Rain just stepped it up and like decided this is when they need to turn up if they want to go to LA, and ended up winning like 25-20, I think it was. So they've done really well to like turn it around, like get the momentum going, and then it obviously swelled from there.
Wow, yeah. So why don't we sort of lead into the next match? So we're going to be having Anarchy and Sublime. What are your reads? What do you reckon?
I don't mean to be biased, but to be honest, I reckon it's going to be Sublime. I mean, we're looking at Colga and Power, two really well-known Italian players. You know, they visited the COD Champs previously. They're well-known in the community. You know, they've been to the EGLs and all the other tournaments, and they're just really good players, both online and at LAN. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're ready to kind of throw over to the casters now for our next match.